Sometimes, in order to hold on, you have to let go. You have to let go. Sometimes, in order to find your way, you have to get lost. Sometimes, in order to live, something's gotta die. Pain is always the hardest thing to let go of. But when you do, it's so worth it. FEM, the stage play. Tickets on sale now.
My name is Imani Van Zach, and I'm here to help you fix your shit. Tracy, tell me your truth. Where?
Lies. Oh, but you ain't gonna be talking about me. No, because everybody lying on me all the time. Tamar this and Tamar that, and she and her and you. No.com. // got the way. / you ain't gonna tell me what's going on.
Tamar?
Tamar.
Who can correct her?
Wait a minute!
Oh. What did I teach y'all? We gonna follow the word. Well, all right. It takes peanut butter and jelly to make a sandwich. Don't lie, my family. Tamar, you got one more time, and I got you.
Well, I just don't understand. Every time I've been trying to do something. I'm sorry. I need to act my age and communicate better.
I fix shit.
Good morning, my faithful loyal YouTube subscribers. Today I have a special guest. This is ERIK Dillard.
Hello.
ERIK and I have worked on some previous projects together. If you're watching my YouTube channel, there's a video where he interviews me at length. This is the guy, ERIK Dillard, who did the interview. So today he has a one-man
show.
One-woman production
One
show?
woman.
One woman production show here in Atlanta that's playing for the next few weeks, and he's taking it on tour.
Yes.
And Eric's going to tell us what the show is about. The show's called FEM. And it's playing at the
Good Acting Studio.
The Good Acting Studio in Marietta, Georgia, here in Atlanta, Georgia. You can get tickets online.
Yes.
I'm going to see it tonight. I have not seen it. He's been there for a few weeks, but I was out of town in Miami. I had to go see him. I had a lot of stuff I was doing out of town. And so you were calling me, and I said, "Well, let's get together and do something." I have tickets to see the show tonight. So what am I going to see?
It is we're calling it Whoa Man Show because I play an array of characters, both male, female, straight, gay, young, old, black, white, everything in between. And pretty much the show is autobiographical in the theatrical sense. I literally go from, not to give too much away, but I go from birth all the way up to what you see today, which is more of a, I would say, androgynous, a lot of fashion that, deals with more feminine nature and things of that nature.
Give us some background. You're from
Columbus, Ohio.
Born and raised.
Born and raised Columbus, Ohio. And was there all my life up until about 26. And then I taught music in Japan for about 8 years.
Wow.
Before deciding to actually pitch tent and set up in Atlanta permanently.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You love Atlanta?
I do.
Okay.
I do. At the end of the day, it's been really good to me. It was a toss-up between LA or New York. And I talk about, all those forks in the road in the production itself. And I don't know, just something about Atlanta. It gave me the comforts of home, but still the busyness of industry.
Gotcha.
And that was good for me.
So growing up in Ohio as a black young gay man?
Gay man.
Okay, because I'm a little confused about something. Because I know you're androgynous.
Yeah.
How do you categorize Eric? Well, who is Eric?
Oh, let's see. Well, I guess it's kind of dual. In one sense, as far as sexual orientation, I'm gay.
Right.
That's just,
Okay.
But when it comes down to self-expression, I would definitely say I'm androgynous, or people that want to put a more scholastic term on it, they would say non-gender conforming.
Okay.
So just when it comes to clothes, really as far back as I can remember, even though the dresses and the skirts and the heels and stuff did not come until about a year and a half ago. I've always just loved fabric. I like clothes and things that flow and that move. And
you are not, or are you? Do you consider yourself transgender?
I don't.
Okay,
I don't. I didn't realize how many people thought that. Especially
I never thought that because I really didn't know.
Yeah.
And what you're explaining to me is kind of what went through my head.
Okay.
Because I wasn't sure because you were not. Most people who are transgender, like Jacob or
Jacob Kleiner. Oh, Jessica Kleiner.
Yes. He's now excuse my language. She stays in. She's as a woman
fully now.
Right. I've never seen you. But unless there's an event or something going on.
Yeah, and because of the characters that I do. So I people they most know me for melody.
Yes,
who I perform with normally when I'm doing songs and what would be your traditional drag platform.
Okay.
In terms of a full on personality, within the past 3 months, Imani Van Zap.
Okay. I love Imani Van Zap. I wish we could put a clip in here of Imani.
Oh no.
Send me something, and I'll put it in the front of this video because I really want them to see.
Yeah, that part of it. Yeah, I can do that. I'll send it to you. Yeah, so whenever I'm doing those characters, I almost don't want to call them characters now. I almost call them energies because I just feel that they're
so real.
Yeah, I feel that they're fully realized. And so whenever I'm doing those, I commit fully to them in their moment. Whatever that platform is, if it's performing out somewhere or doing a video, and then after that, I return back to me. So. To me, it made sense. I think I'm really glad that I'm doing film because a lot of people didn't understand that I'm not transgender.
Yeah, because I do. Because I never said, well, he's not transgender because every time I see him, he's either dressed normal. Like I say, most people who are transgender, they are they're fully in it. Yeah, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Yeah. And I knew I saw you come over here in Timberlands and boots and jeans and just. Then I see you at an event, you'd be fully
the lashes are carrying on.
What's going on here? So
but it was. I think it took.
So I have to ask. Growing up in Columbus, Ohio, and with this creativity in your head, mother, father, brother, sister, neighbors, friends, school, how did they accept you?
My family understood that I was eccentric. Okay. And so they never told me there was anything that I couldn't do. So they never, forbade me to wear things or do things. They just allowed me to just flourish.
And that's excellent because you were able to grow as a kid. And so nobody came to you and said, don't wear this, don't do this, don't hold your hand this way.
Church and society did. Yep. Whenever I was in church or when I was dealing with people just in every day. Outside of my home, that's when the rules were very... dominant. You don't do this, don't do that. I remember I even had one person, I'll never forget this, and they said, your secret's telling on you or something, and I didn't know what that meant at the time. And so it caused me to kind of recluse a little bit where I did tighten up and tame a lot of my expression to make sure that people outside of my house were okay with me.
We're now living in a world where children are now being encouraged to be genderless. Yeah. Some parents feel like they know they see things going on with their child. Yeah. And they want their child to
explore and find
out who they are.
And find out what that is. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts, I think that it's healthy to do that. I think that explaining things, having a lot of conversations to see where the child is, because even just opening up that level of experimentation, because the world has such an adverse influence, I think, sometimes on our children, it's good to just have a guide to just know what's going on. And if your child is going to experiment or discover something about themselves, and you can just be there as a buffer, or to understand for yourself, what they need.
Gotcha.
I think that every move takes guidance.
Gotcha.
No matter how free, it still takes guidance.
So back to your family. Brothers, sisters, mother, father.
Sisters only. I'm the only boy.
How many sisters you have?
3 younger sisters.
I can imagine what that was.
Oh, child.
I got 5 sisters. I was not an eccentric creative person. I have a brother.
You do? Okay. Okay.
I actually have 6 sisters.
Okay. Wow.
So I was not an eccentric creative person though. So, but were you doing their hair? Were you
playing with their dolls? Yeah, not so much their hair. I mean, I wasn't that into
because you do style hair. No, don't you
Now,
have-
because
okay.
Greg,
Okay.
I had to learn to do
Okay.
makeup and hair and everything else.
Because do you have? I was under the impression that you did this also on the side. You did hair and makeup. No, okay,
no.
all right.
Those-
So, Imani Van's app, you learned that all yourself.
All myself.
Oh, wow, it's amazing.
Yeah, it took me. I've been, experimenting with makeup anyway, to the point to where from those that have followed her from the beginning, you see a stark difference from where she started to where she is now, and that was literally me being up 2-3 o'clock in the morning. Tony, my fiance, would be knocked out with Shelly, and I'm up there looking at YouTube videos trying to how you blend down a cheek again. And, yeah. But
but what about your father? Was he in the home with you?
yes, and Dad. The thing is, Dad really pushed me to be myself.
That's excellent.
More than my mother. And I don't mean to always compare them, but just because I only say that because there are so many fathers. We're hearing tragic stories now.
My father was the same way. He encouraged me to be who I wanted to be.
Oh,
But he
wow.
wanted me also out there and kick ass.
At the same time. Yeah.
It's like, don't let no one take advantage of you.
Exactly.
Because of the world that we live in.
Yeah.
So, and in Ohio, at Columbus, Ohio, being a small town, I grew up in Erie, Indiana, graduated high school in Cincinnati, Ohio. But I've been to Columbus. Not far from there.
Yeah.
And,
it was. Yeah, my dad. He pushed me. He pushed me to do things and
overall,
to try.
loving environment.
Very loving environment. Very encouraging.
I like a lot of
black. They say a lot of black homes. A lot of black where you have a gay
I've heard
child.
some horrible stories over the years from a lot of my friends, and this stuff. It's heartbreaking because I didn't grow up in an environment like that.
Right.
And so it explains a lot about when you grow up in a stable, loving environment. Oh my God, it makes you a stronger, happy,
It does.
loving person. You love yourself.
You love yourself
because you've experienced love.
Yeah.
And if you've not experienced hate and confusion and chaos, I think a lot of black gays, when you look at blacks in general, not just black gays, but a lot of men grow up in environments, unstable homes, and it has an impact on their lives. That's why you see all these shootings and killings and
Ultimately,
and all this shit going on out here in the streets.
We don't like to talk about it, but it's true.
It's very true.
It's true.
It starts at home.
Yeah, and when you don't have that foundation, and you go into a world that they're not going to give you the preliminary moment of let's see if you can get this right. Yeah. You're thrust into it, and when you don't have those communication skills and those interactive skills to be able to just coexist with different people, conflict resolution, all of that. When you're missing that, it can cause first problems.
So how old are you?
40.
I'm
so strong. 30. Yeah, 40. That's why I did this production.
Okay, so this is when you turn 40?
January 7th.
Okay, well, I didn't even get an invite to the birthday party.
There was you coming to it. The play is I didn't do no party this year. The play is the party.
I understand.
Yeah, I wanted it to be different. That was my whole thing. Was that I'm closing one chapter and getting ready to turn the page.
Smart idea. I love it.
Thank you. Yeah, I wanted it to be significant, and I wanted to make a promise to myself that from here on in, all I want to do is art. All I want to do is express myself in my art.
Diversion. 8 years in Japan.
Yes.
What was that like?
That was great. Japan, and I'll talk about it in the play too. Japan is what helped me to accept me.
Gotcha.
Because even though I think that my parents were supportive, but they were a little bit passive in their support because Christian household, they couldn't just say, go be gay. So they just didn't hinder me, which had its own effect. It was when I went to Japan that they were like, you're a gay, you're gay, you're a gay, it's okay, And
how old were you in the years in Japan?
Roughly 26 to like early 30s, right around in there, really developmental age.
So wait a minute, so when you got to Japan, okay, because I'm a little confused now.
Okay.
Had you accepted who you were? Or you were still confused?
It wasn't that well. I mean, I knew what my truth was, but as far as like how relaxed I could be in it and to own it and to say this is who I am, this is how I show up in the world, to not promote, but just to express that.
Because you left Columbus, Ohio, and went to
Japan. It was like they're off and on, but it was like I was always coming back home to kind of stay there for a couple months, and I would spend the majority of those years.
So where in Japan were you at?
I stayed in Osaka mainly, right in the middle, and then once a month I would go to Tokyo, and then every other month I would go down south to Fukuoka and teach there. But I was mainly in Osaka.
Teach music.
Teach vocal music.
Vocal music, okay.
Yep. Kind of like glorified choirs, if you will. They were like classrooms where a lot of adults would come after work, and they just wanted to just find something to release tension and to feel good and kind of let their hair down, and so they would just join.
So you were recruited for this job?
Yeah.
Okay.
I found out about No. How did I go back? No, I was online. Like, this is way back. I just happened to be on some site, and they said that they were looking for singers that could teach music. And just on a whim, I said, well, let me just see, what's up with this. And lo and behold, about 2 months later, I was in New York interviewing for the job, and then 2 months after that, they called me and told me they wanted me.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, it was a really cool.
And that had to be. I've never been to Japan.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Food,
love it.
entertainment,
food, everything is different over there. I mean, they're just the way that they preserve their own culture and then will embrace another culture. I think is very admirable. So that you can ask them anything about who they are as a people and where they come from, and they will give you the lineage. And then after that, as far as just, well, what do you wear? What do you like to do?
Help you to grow as a person?
It did. It did very much so. I became, like I said, just a lot more grounded in this is who I am. I will say this, it started to change me and ground me so much that every time that I came back to Ohio, it got harder.
Because you didn't want to come back home.
I didn't, and it was just, my mind was going too fast. And
you come back to home and relax.
Yeah, I would come back home to relax, but then I would come back home to rules. And not my home, but just like home being Columbus, the city.
They're different places.
There were rules, yeah. So like my fashion started changing then, and because they're very fashion forward in Japan. There are a lot of androgynous people in Japan.
Gotcha.
And so when I started to adopt those different forms of expression, that didn't work too well, within the 270 belt of Ohio.
You need to stop at the airport, put on some Levi's.
Yeah, you got to change it back up. Become
flannel
a
shirt.
Yeah, exactly. No, we don't do blouses
at the airport. Flannel shirt, and all that Christian Dior. Now, when I was in Miami, I bought these $900
Balenciaga. Yeah,
I didn't even know how to pronounce it. That tells you something. You shouldn't be buying nothing that costs $900 that
you can't pronounce, child.
That's why I'm taking the bad boys back. I think the Balenciaga. But anyway, I was in Miami, and I was looking at all the fashion coming out of Japan and all the designers. I had never seen this stuff, and there was all these Japanese designers are so futuristic. It's just amazing.
They really push the envelope when it comes down to how they create things.
And it's landing in the United States, and people are buying this stuff. And I was like, wow, the younger people really picking up that androgynous.
Oh, God. Yeah.
So it is happening here.
It is.
Here. It's making it to the shores of the United States.
You're seeing a lot with, and I know there's a lot of controversy about it, but like you could look at like, was it Migos and different people
that are picking up those.
That I love, that are doing things, and I'm like, part of me laughs, and I'm like, shout out, I was doing that 5 years ago. But I like that people are starting to let their minds expand more and their understanding.
Very expensive fashions, though. That shit was not cheap.
And the thing is, it doesn't have to be. That's what I don't get a lot of times. I mean, a lot of, not, to tell all my secrets, but I buy a lot of my stuff from thrift stores and consignment shops.
Okay.
It's just a matter of just what it looks like and how it feels on me. It's never been, I've never been a label whore.
Gotcha.
I wanted to at one time, but I was like, child, that's too much.
Expensive.
Yeah. I'll get to look for less.
It was just amazing. In Miami, I was at Aventura Mall, and I was looking at all this expensive stuff. I was like, my God, who buys this stuff?
Yeah.
Buy it.
I just wouldn't want it. I mean, maybe, and I don't know if I'll get to a point in my life where I will want that, but...
either you're a fashion label conscious person or you're not. I'll be 50 soon, and this is the first pair of $900.
Yeah, you know how much
$900.
You know how my closet would have been laid? 50,000 pair of heels for $900. Yeah.
So tell us about the play.
So the play, it is. It's a roller coaster, and it has a very.
I've read the reviews; they say it's great.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm
excited because I have not seen it. I wish I could have saw it last week. I was in Miami last week.
Yeah, they are fun in the sun. You didn't think about. I had to remind you coming to the show.
What you doing? Back from Miami.
But it's basically it's a roller coaster of emotions. It's a roller coaster of experiences. It is very linear, so it's easy to follow.
Okay.
Like I said, I start from birth all the way up to where I am now, and I talk about some of the successes.
It's all just you.
It's all just me. That was the most challenging, and it didn't really hit me until like the first night when I said, "Oh shit, y'all really showed up to hear what I got to say." Just me. Mm-hmm. But I play an array of characters, so it's not just me just talking about me all the time. I talk about my life, and then from the vantage point of other people that had influences on me.
Okay.
So my parents, I featured them as characters. For the Japan experience, there's a woman that I met there named Oba-chan, which stands for grandmother, and she's one of the characters that everyone has grown to love. And so pretty much I just take you on this journey of just experiences and different people that I met. and talk about how it led me to get to a point to where I fully embrace myself now and all that means. But you'll laugh, you'll cry, if it moves you so, you'll get mad, you'll be uncomfortable. The middle of the show where a lot of shock elements begin to happen, we have these things called TMI packs. And so they're just a little blinder you can put over your eyes, and it's just too much. And some earplugs if you don't want to hear some of the sounds.
Gotcha.
But it's more gag worthy and it's fun. And when people leave, one thing I've noticed is that a lot of people, I've been describing it this way, I feel like I'm looking at people's inner child when they leave. It's one thing to come out of a show and you're like, oh, that was good. But I'm getting that too, but there are certain people that it's touching something really deep in them because a lot of people are saying that this play has given them a safe space to deal with the pain that they didn't have a chance to talk about. I've had people hug me, but I've been describing some others as they're holding on to me.
Gotcha.
That it chokes me up every time I talk about it. They're literally holding on
because as you know, all of our experiences, although different, they're all the same.
They're all parallel,
yeah.
And I think that's the thing. It's like this happens to be a story through a gay black boy's eyes, but I've had older white people, I've had people from other cultures, Hispanic people, straight women, and it doesn't matter, that have said, that what the essence of what you went through is not me, but the general sense, I went through so much of that stuff, and that's why I created it. I wanted to have
sometimes
some
people think
community,
these events that happen in their lives are personal.
Yeah,
they don't understand, baby. You ain't the only one going through it.
It's universal.
I'm going through because this is interesting. You said at home it was a safe environment for me, but when I went out into the streets, especially particularly school teachers, I don't know what it was about me and educators and teachers. They didn't like me. They saw something in me.
Did you challenge them a lot?
Oh, you know I did.
Yeah, that's why they didn't like you were taking over the class.
Right, that's exactly what I was saying. Wait a minute now.
Everybody can handle that.
And I was a little kid, and they were like, okay, who the hell?
Right.
Okay.
Excuse me.
We're going to have to paddle you again. I'm ready.
I can take it.
I got the most beatings and paddles. And they told my ass, I didn't care. It
wasn't about that. It's about the knowledge of what is and sharing that and standing up in that truth. And everybody can't take that when you come with that type of a light and that type of an understanding. That can be very intimidating to a lot of people.
And I was a little kid.
Yeah, especially because you're young. Because you ain't supposed to know nothing at all.
Right.
And so when you dare to express that at an early age, and I went through a lot of that too, where when you express things at an early age and you show that your mind is more advanced, you're not always going to be in an environment, especially a lot of the schools I went to, that knew how to cultivate that.
Yes.
They just didn't know how. And so they would stifle it or they kind of ridicule it, hoping that you would kind of like, recoil it and pull it back into yourself. But I wanted to hang around the people that were daring and that put it out there and didn't care. And that was important to me.
You graduated high school probably
97.
Where did you do any other education?
I tried to do the college thing, honey.
So you ain't got a whole bunch of student loan debt.
No, not that.
You might be in a better place.
Yeah,
a lot of folks out there.
Yeah, right, really.
Shit.
Yeah,
folks got all these student loans today. Sometimes at the higher education, and you seem to be doing just great in life without the fancy degrees nailed to you all $150,000 worth of debt.
When I went to Japan, there were a lot of people that. There were in the scholastic in industry or that sector, they did not like the fact that I was over there teaching music
and you didn't have
I didn't have a degree.
The pedigree.
They wanted.
Did you not go to New York Museum of Art and Music? What did you have?
You didn't go to
Juilliard.
You don't have your masters in formal education.
Wow.
But they did. There were a lot of people that they didn't like the fact that I was able to acquire as much as they did or more.
You speak Japanese?
I do.
Okay.
Onegaishimasu. Hayo. Watashi wa ERIK DILLARD desu. Onegaishimasu. Iraimasu.
How did you learn Japanese?
Making friends. I did Rosetta. Again, I took the formal route for a moment. I did Rosetta Stone, which was cool, but Rosetta teaches you the most formal way of speaking the language, which is not very common. Yeah, it's not relatable. So I learned a lot of the words, and then once I, got friends over there, they were like, "Child," basically in their language, like, "Child, come on, let me teach you how it really goes down." And in making friends and just making jokes and just going places, they literally opened me up to the language to where I was able to eventually teach without a translator.
Wow, that's excellent.
I started out, having a translator the whole time, and then after a while, they just said, "Listen, you're doing good," and they would let me teach like a multitude of other classes in other cities because I learned how to pick up the language in about a year and a half.
It takes a smart man to be able to do that.
Thank you.
So when you get Tyler Perry's type of money, you ain't gonna forget us, are you?
No. Are you serious? Listen, forget nothing. Forget nothing. Listen, I'm working on
how you Tyler Perry wannabes. Get that first Bentley.
No. No.
Bentley speed.
I'm like, get in this car. Let's go do lunch.
I'm hot my ass in the
listen, there are so many people that have helped me. They're like, when the conversations we have had, and even when we did the last project.
That's what I said. There's a lot of stuff. I have $30,000 worth of film equipment sitting in this house. I said we can utilize this stuff. I bought all this film equipment. We're going to use it.
Listen, we're on a set. That you all know.
I got all this stuff I want to use. I got this equipment, y'all. Let's do something with it.
Yeah.
I even brought more stuff.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, there are too many people that have inspired me and that have helped me and that have made me who I am. And I think that in this production of film, in many ways, I celebrate that. And especially when you get to the last scene, Melody, that she closes the show. I won't tell you how, but she closes the show out. Mm-hmm. But she speaks to the audience and to those experiences, and it kind of brings everything together. So I just, I got too many people that knock me upside the head if I try to get brand new.
Hopefully, we're right around 25 minutes.
We've been flowing. I love it. It
flies by quickly.
I love it.
I'm going to put a couple of Imani clips. You have?
I do.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I'm going to load some clips.
Mm-hmm.
So I want you all to see the Imani character before and after, so you can see. And the play is
it's tonight and tomorrow. Again, it's called FEM. It's an acronym that stands for Every Man. And
if they want to get tickets,
you want to go to foreveryman.bpt.me. BPT stands for Brown Paper Ticket. foreveryman.bpt.me.
You're on Facebook,
Instagram. You can find me there. All of my social media is very simple. ERIK Dillard, and that's Eric with a K, ERIK DILLARD. Mm-hmm. If you want to check out Imani as well, you just go to Imani Van Zap, IMANIVANZAP. But just go there. We're going to be in Marietta, and Imani is actually featured in film as well. There's a section that involves her that's very touching and funny. But we're at a Good Acting Studio in Marietta, 507 Roswell Street. And come and check us out. We've had 7 sold out shows that we've done. Sunday is sold out. So out of 10 shows now, 8 of them have sold out.
Wow, that's good.
So help us knock it out. We're almost.
I'm sure you should probably sell out tonight, Friday.
Yeah, we're very close. We checked the numbers last night, and so we're right on the edge. So definitely get your tickets now, because they're moving very fast.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
I'm over here having some call. I got my ass about a bit.
Yeah.
He called on the way. I was like,
it already answered.
I said, I had to peek my eyes.
I'm in the car.
I said, you on this way over. You don't put some clean underwear on. Your mom always say, put some clean underwear on.
Okay, you never know. You never know. Don't ever get caught with no dirty underwear.
Never.
Thanks for having me.
I'm glad. Thank you. And go check out the play. And I'm going to do a review about this play.
Ooh. No pressure.
I'm going to do a review.
No pressure.
I'm looking forward to tonight.
Yeah.
All right. So
time.
Today, again, my time today is January the 25th, the year is 2019. And I look forward to seeing this play tonight. And I'm going to review about it. And check out the Imani Van Zap video coming up next.
All right.
I'm
Thank
out.
you.
Bye.
Say nothing about you. I'm going to say something about you. You're going to pervert it, and you're lost. There is no anachronosis. Walking like a woman. You're a hybrid conundrum. You're confusing. And I blame some of these preachers. You got the sisters up there doing praise and worship. When they see sisters up here lead praise and worship, they say it's all right. You just gave them a license to sin. And God gonna get you. God gonna get you.